Sky News Business. This is Business IQ.
Well, I'm James Daggar-Nickson. Welcome to Business IQ. Coming up on the show today, two startup incubators in different cities here in Australia. We'll hear from Singapore-based fund Nell, who's recently expanded into Adelaide, and we'll take a look at IAG's new Sydney-based innovation hub. Also on the show today, frozen meal supplier 5.4, who grew 780% in their first year of operations. But first, last month, the Telstra Business Awards recognised innovative Australians in the small to medium-sized space. Gemaker, originally from Wollongong, is a company who focuses on taking new technologies to market, and it was named winner of the micro business category for New South Wales. Well, for more, its founder and MD Natalie Chapman joins the program now from our Sydney CBD studio. Natalie Chapman, thanks very much for your time today. Look, just to start with, tell us about the business.
Well, the business focuses on helping get new technologies out. We work with many research organisations and innovative businesses, and the idea is to get ideas, innovation out of the lab and into use.
Sorry, go on.
So if you're wondering where the name Gemaker came from, what we did was we recognised that in Australia there are a plenitude of Australian researchers and inventors that are just amazing people with new ideas, and these new rough ideas need help on the commercial side with the polishing and faceting that you can do with a rough idea to really give it that extra value, and that's what we do as Gemaker.
Because I mean, that's been one of the, I suppose, criticisms, for lack of a better word, when it comes to Australia is taking it to that commercialisation stage, taking good research, good innovation and actually commercialising it.
Yeah, I've worked in commercialisation of technologies for 10 years in public research agencies and worked with lots of other universities in collaboration and saw lots of technologies that could really get out there but really needed the extra focus on particular areas, needed the expertise in specific areas, and I thought I could do that better outside, giving it the extra push. And so that's where, I guess, the focus came from to start the company in the first place.
So how do you do it? I mean, what is it that you generally, bring to the table when it comes to bringing some of these ideas to market?
Well, we bring a number of things. First of all, we bring a flexible team, a workforce together that has expertise in a whole breadth of technical areas. They've also got expertise in a breadth of commercial areas, including intellectual property, market research, marketing communications, digital marketing, and also experience in taking technologies all the way from I have an idea through all of those stages that it takes to get it out the door, and have industry connections as well. So what we do is we have the market research capability to assess that idea and validate and show that there really is a market need for it. We also look at the IP and assist in giving advice on what should happen with that IP and how it can be protected. We then have the marketing communications side to be looking at how we're going to get it out to market. If it's a disruptive technology, how are we going to educate the community on getting it out there and having them see that this is going to be better than what they have. And then also connecting people up. We have a vast network as well of connections within funding, partners, customers, so that we can really help get things out.
So there's a fair bit going on there. I mean, generally speaking, what is the success rate? I mean, is it difficult, despite having perhaps a good idea, a good product, making it successful?
It's extremely hard to get new technologies out to market, so there is an awful lot of failure in the industry, and it's a long road too. So a lot of people think overnight successes. They think, let's go and be a Google, we'll be a Facebook, and there's within STEM entrepreneurship and STEM startups, it's a long road. There's a lot of proof of concept and trials and things that need to happen along the way. So commercialising things can take 5, 10, 15 or more years to come and be really successful. And so you really need to have the stamina, you need to have the right skill set, and you need to have that perseverance over a long period of time. And not everyone has that. And you also obviously need the funding behind that as well.
Yeah, and that's a whole other issue. But what about the talent itself? What about the research? What about the innovation and the IP? I mean, is Australia a rich hunting ground for that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Australia has some of the smartest people around. They've got the most amazing ideas, and in some cases you really just need the right fit of skills at the right time with the right funding. So it's not just dump a heap of funding on there and hope it happens. You really need the connections to be happening, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. So when we put gemaker together, we recognised that when I was in a public research agency, that you had very small teams of people trying to get out lots of innovation out of an organisation across lots of sectors and needing lots of skills. And in some cases you only had teams of 2 to 5 people. It's really difficult to do that across everything. So that's why we have our team, which is scalable and quite broad.
And look, just on your team and your business finally, it was interesting to note that you've got a particular focus on having an ethical approach to business. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I guess there's a number of things. You know, when we set up the business, we set it up in mind with a flexible workforce. So when I started, it was myself and then my business partner came in, and it was, you know, we didn't have a lot of funding or anything like that. It was pretty much my long service leave that started the company up. And what we did was we knew a large number of women who were not in the workforce from mainly STEM backgrounds to start with. And, you know, these were women that I had worked with who were really fantastic, amazing at what they did. But then when they went to go back into the workforce after having children, then it wasn't so easy for them. They couldn't find casual work, they couldn't find part-time work. It was pretty much, you go in, it's 9 to 5, if not longer, in the office, and that was the choice. So I actually found a lot of staff that started coming into the company who, you know, were amazing talent that's not being used. And I guess we value that. And as we've grown, we've also recognised that people want to have a life around work, not work around life. So what we do is we have semi-retirees, we have some of our staff look after their parents, we have students. So the model, you know, really fits proper flexible work from home. And at the end of the day, what we're after is fantastic results for our clients, because our clients are number one. And the clients get that, and they get the breadth of expertise without having to pay for a team of 10 or 20 to cover all of the expertise, which is what makes it so attractive, especially when they're resource limited.
No, it sounds like an excellent approach. Look, Natalie, we've got to leave it there. I do appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you.
No problem.
Natalie Chapman there. Well, moving on now, and a Singapore fintech is based itself in South Australia, connecting Aussie investors with local opportunities.